Hey guys, what's up? It's Hex here, and I've got a new one for you. This is a fully automatic, villager-driven bone meal micro farm, and it's used for wheat and beetroots. So let's take a look at this farm. Okay, so first of all, one thing that I noticed after I built these two is that it seems like you need to build these 15 blocks apart at least. Like if you're doing multiple ones, if all you want is just the wheat one, which is what I built, what I was working on this for, because I needed a better wheat farm in my world of Hex. Yeah, it should work fine. But I think what's going on, this guy will stop, or these two will sometimes stop, and I think the reason is because they actually look for open farmland, farmland, basically a farming block. Within 15 blocks of themselves. And if they find it, then they want to go to it. Well, this guy can't get to it, but he's trying to get there because he's like, I want to go over there, but he can't get out of this little cell. So I think that's why this guy kind of stops sometimes. That's my theory anyway. So if your guy is stopping more than you'd like, then let me know. But I think that's the reason that he's stopping. The other thing is that this does use bone meal. So it's using a lot of bone meal. I've got some, I had some bone meal in there. As you can see, there's some bone meal in this hopper right here. And so the way that it works is the villager has a bunch of seeds, and he plants said seeds, and then the bone meal is getting dispensed behind it. Now, the reason you don't hear clicking is because I turned the sounds down because it was driving me crazy, and I'm sure that it would be really annoying in the video. I'm sure just the villagers themselves are bothering you. So that's why you can't hear that, but I can show you that it is in fact clicking really quickly. If you want to hear this, I don't know. See, we're going there. We can hear the other one clicking away. Okay, so actually I'm going to turn all of my sound like way down. Actually, let's just do this. Okay, so yeah, and as you can see, it works pretty fast. I mean, he's harvesting pretty quickly. Yeah, like this. So I got the idea from a farm. I think his name is Mad Cat. Initially, I was going to give him a lot of credit because I was going to build a farm very similar to his. But as I was thinking about it, I changed the design quite a bit. So, but he did build a farm that kind of had me thinking about doing villagers with a bone meal situation. The nice thing about this farm is that you don't have to sit there and hold right-click. So the villager just takes care of all the planting and harvesting for you. And then the bone meal takes care of making sure that the wheat grows quickly. So let's take a look at the side of this farm. Basically all it is it's a micro wheat farm, and then this right here, this contraption, is just a sorter to make sure that only wheat is getting through. That way the seeds are actually sitting on top of the farmland. So this thing, another cool thing about it is you don't have to like sort out the seeds. It produces only wheat. Now if you want seeds, don't build this farm because if you want to have the seeds, and you got to filter the seeds out and put them back into the villager, because otherwise he'll run out eventually. And so if you need the seeds for some reason, I wouldn't be building this farm for getting seeds. This is pretty much just to get the wheat harvest. Okay, enough talking, Hex. Let's go ahead and build this thing. All right, so what you're going to need is you're going to need a place to build it, and it's about like 4 by something. You can count that. I don't want to count that. Okay. All right. So then what you're going to do is I built mine off the ground, but you're going to need at least 5 blocks of clearance. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5. Like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the 5th block will be where the villager's standing. All right. Next, you're going to build a ring like this, and then you don't need these. Okay, so the villager will be standing right here. So speaking of, we need a little bit of dirt to put in there. All right, the next thing you're going to do is take a dispenser, plop it right there. And then what you're going to do is you're going to put a hopper. Let's see. Where's my hoppers? I had hoppers. I seriously had hoppers, I swear. Okay, you're going to put a hopper. Let's save this. Like that. All right. You're going to put a hopper into the top of this guy. And then you're going to put one into the side of him. And then you're going to put 1, 2 more. And that's going to be our bone meal in feed. Okay. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to put a 2 blocks. Let's go ahead and build the bottom part first. All right. So you're going to put 2 blocks underneath this. So 1 and 2. These are temporary blocks. You actually don't need them. So here we go. I'm trying a different microphone thing. So if my voice sounds like it's going in and out, it's because it is. My microphone's actually off to the side of my mouth right now. So I'm going to see how that works. Helps me with my vision. Anyway, so we've got a hopper there and a hopper there and like that. Okay. So then you have 2 hoppers there, and then right here will be your output. So you can put a chest here. If you want to do an item elevator to bring it back up, you can go ahead and Google how to do that, because I'm not going to do an item elevator today. All right. Then what you're going to build is this, I think it's the Impulse SV sorting little mechanism here, and it works pretty well. So let's go ahead and use it. We're going to go 1, 2, 3 blocks out. Then we're going to put a block right there. You don't need that one, and then a block here, and then a block like that. I think of it as kind of like, it looks like a little mini like gun or something, like a little pistol or something. That's kind of the shape of the blocks. Anyways, right here, you're going to put a comparator coming out from this top hopper. Then you're going to put 1, 2, 3 pieces of redstone and a repeater there. Then you're going to go ahead and get out your redstone torch, and you're going to place a torch right there. Okay. The next thing that is imperative is you're going to take this and fill it full of wheat. So what I mean full, I mean basically you're going to have 41 in this slot, and then have each of these slots filled with a wheat. And that guarantees that only wheat will fill this, and then there needs 41 because that's how many items it takes for this comparator to power all 3 of these lines, both of these lines, and then when it gets 1 more in there, then it will power this and power this repeater, which will turn the torch off if you haven't seen Impulse's design. So it's pretty cool. All right, the next thing you need is something I totally forgot about. Sorry about that. You have to break that block, and then right here you're going to place a block, and a block like that. You do not need this one. That is our place for our water bucket so that our farm is hydrated. Very important. All right, next up, you can go ahead and put some glass around this, like this, all the way around, like that. If you don't want to use glass, that's fine. I'm using some light blue glass, but you can use any color glass or any block that you want. That's basically just to trap the villager in there and make it so that when he breaks the wheat and the seeds, that they don't go anywhere besides on top of that block. Now, believe it or not, this hopper will in fact pull the items through, because what we're going to do is we're going to, in a minute, actually might as well do it now, we're going to go ahead and till this soil right here, and that actually, like if you look at the soil sideways, you may not have noticed this, that it actually reduces the height of it, and the hopper will actually pull from this height. So you don't need to put a minecart under there. It's kind of nice. All right, so that's that part of it. The next part, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a couple of blocks. Sorry about that. And we're going to put some blocks up like this. Okay. And then what you can do is you're going to go ahead and put a lever right here. And this lever will shut off the clicking if you want to. So this lever thing is kind of an optional component, but I highly recommend it because the clicking is annoying. All right, next you're going to take an observer, and you're going to place one observer facing that way, and then a second observer facing into it. And that's going to create a clock that's going to then power this, this guy here. So now we need to get around to that guy. So the way we're going to do it, so this is the dispenser. I keep calling it that guy, but it's a dispenser. That's the official name, according to the Minecraft. Whatever. There we go. Okay, so now this thing, if you don't have your sound off, is going to be clicking away like crazy, and you're going to be like, Hex, shut it off. Okay, so here's how you shut it off. You're going to place a block there, and then you're going to place a repeater here, like that, and then you're going to place a redstone piece right there. And then when you pull this lever down, it's going to power this. This block is going to get powered, which powers this redstone permanently, and this clock is still running, but it's not really doing anything. Can't really power this because it's already powered. But the second you turn this off, then it powers. There's another way to do this clock where basically if you move one of these with a sticky piston, then that will work as well. If you want to do it that way, I don't think this is creating any lag having this clock running, but if you're tripping about lag, I guess, tripping's kind of a bad word to say it, but if you're concerned about lag, then you want to, you could make one where it pulls this down. But if you're concerned about lag, then you probably already know how to do that anyway. So here we go. All right. Let's see. So the next thing that you're going to go ahead and do is it almost done? Holy cow. The next thing you're going to go ahead and do is you're going to put a chest right here. And this chest is going to hold the bone meal right there. So I put a double chest there, which probably means that this hopper is totally unnecessary, but I don't know. I like the way it looks, and that's the way the other side is. So, or maybe it's pulling double the stuff through. I don't know. Anyway, it's there. It doesn't have to be, but well, let's build it different. What the heck? There we go. That's good enough. All right. Okay, and then, yeah, that's pretty much the whole thing done, except for the super hard part. The super hard part is this. What you have to do is you have to find yourself a villager. Now, in creative mode, it's pretty easy, but in survival mode, this is going to be the challenging bit, and it's going to take you a while. It's going to be frustrating, but don't worry about it. And it has to be a farmer villager, so that means it has to have a brown coat, completely brown, no black, no white, just all brown. And then you have to make sure that he's a clean villager, or he's only had wheat seeds, because if he's had any wheat, then this thing won't work. Okay, it's very important. It will not work if he has food in his inventory. So villagers actually have 8 slots in their inventory, just like you have 9. The villagers have 8, and then they actually, like, if they have food, the farmers will not farm, or they won't break the these wheat things if they have food in their tummy, unless there's another villager around, in which case you don't have to worry about it. But yeah, so it's best to just go with a clean villager. So you have to have one that has not broken anything, has not had any seeds or food in their inventory at all. Okay, especially if they have like something different, like potatoes or something, they'll plant those potatoes and then your thing's busted. So anyway, so here we go. We're gonna place a villager, and all right, so it feels like 12 years later, we finally got us a villager, a brown coat. So this is what they look like in case you're not familiar with the different villager types. This is the one you want right here. He has to look exactly like this. Now, he can say, this one here is a, what are you? This is actually a farmer, but it can say like fisherman, or there's like another one, I think like the Fletcher maybe? Or the shepherd, sorry, not Fletcher, shepherd. So this guy or the shepherd, as long as he's a brown coat, it doesn't have to say farmer. You're fine. Okay, so the next part is you have to have 8 stacks of seeds. So where you get these, I don't know, but you're going to have to get them, okay? And so then we're going to do, I think these are in my, there we go. So then you're going to give this guy 8 stacks of seeds. Now, what I'm going to do first actually is I'm going to make sure that these are covered, because if I start dropping seeds in this guy and I miss and they go in this hopper, then he's not going to have the right number of seeds and it's going to be a problem. So he has to have 8 stacks of seeds, 8 full stacks of seeds, please. Otherwise this thing will not work. Okay, I made that clear, right? All right. So 1 and 2, and hey, stop that. And 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Okay. Now the cool thing is because we built this item sorter, it will not suck the seeds in. So you don't have to worry about that. It just won't do it. Let's see. So it's very important then, with that in mind, just let me mention this, that you build this part and fill this first before you give the seeds. Otherwise, the seeds will just go right through and he's not going to get them. So you have to build and put the wheat in here first and then give the guy the seeds, okay? You can put him in before you do the wheat, but you have to give him the wheat after the seeds. All right, I think I've said that enough times. Here we go. And then you're going to make sure, sometimes you have to retill that field. You can just stand up here and you can retill it. And then what's funny is he should start farming in a little bit. Now, these guys are like a little bit silly. Like sometimes they'll just stop farming. I don't know why. Like I said over there, I think it has to do with the proximity of farmland around them, but they just stopped doing it. Well, this guy stopped because I ran out of bone meal. Okay, so this farm is out of bone meal, and that's the cue, is that there's stuff there and he's not farming. You could always, look in there, and I suppose I should probably put some sort of bone meal indicator on there. If you want to do that, you totally can, but you don't have to. All right. So yeah, so he should start farming any minute now. There he goes. Okay, cool. So as you can see, he's farming, but we haven't activated the bone meal thing, nor have we filled it. So we're going to take this and we're going to fill it full of some bone meal. I think I had some in my, I did have some in my inventory. Okay, let me go grab some, and here we go. So we're going to go, there we go. Sweet. All right, and that's it. So then when I turn this thing on, it's going to go click, 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 click like mad, and it's going to make that grow. He's gonna farm it. It's going to break, go in the chest, and so on and so forth. Now, I did put a glowstone block. Actually, this is kind of a dumb place with a glowstone block. The glowstone block should be here, and I did that without even mentioning it, but I would cap him off with a glowstone block or sea lantern would work. You don't have to use glowstone or sea lantern. Like a pumpkin would be okay, but the problem with a pumpkin is you have to have a block underneath it, so it's hard to get the villager in there. Anyway, if you have access to glowstone, that'd be the best, because then this thing is totally sealed off from any little baby zombies or anybody trying to get to your villager. And also there's lighting so that this thing will work at night. So here we go. We're going to turn this on, and there it goes. And like I said, sometimes it takes him a while to start farming. So we're going to just sit back and see if he farms, making sure it's working. Come on. Dude, seriously, farm something. Hey, people are waiting. People are watching you. Don't you want to do what you do best? Don't you want to show off? What do you need? Ice water? There you go. All right, guys. Well, this has been Hex. And I hope that you have a wonderful day. And God bless you.